apocalyptic. Don't knock it till you try it. Would recommend. Huge proportion of Latvians. My boyfriend got pickpocketed. The Russian learning didn't go that well. Hi, my name's Sneaker and welcome to my channel. So, I was having a little reminisce, a little bit of a think about the good old days, and I was scrolling through old photos of my year abroad in Paris and in Riga, and I thought handy to talk about my experience, particularly in Latvia, because I feel like not many people do go to Riga for their year abroad to study Russian. So yeah, as a brief little overview, I studied French and Russian at university, French and Russian culture, history, grammar, language, politics, whatever your electives are, and during this time I had to spend a certain amount of hours in a French speaking country and a certain amount of hours in a Russian speaking country. But I f***ed it up. My initial plan was to go to Paris for a little while, and then I was going to go to Moscow State University and study Russian. But that didn't end up happening. I ended up spending 3/4 of my year in Paris, where everyone speaks English anyway, so disaster. And then because I didn't want to deal with the whole visa situation for going to Moscow and then where to live and blah 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 blah, I ended up going to Riga for 8 weeks. Only 8 weeks, and the rest of my classmates went to fucking Moscow for 9 months, so they came back fluent, and it was very much my own fault, to be honest with you. So yeah, I thought it would be really handy if you're just going to explore Riga, studying there, year abroad, relocating, whatever, to talk about my experiences there. Okay, numero uno. Number one, I don't speak Latvian. What am I gonna do in Latvia? Of course, it's amazing and thoughtful and just general best practice when you go to a new country to be able to say, you know, a couple of words, show a bit of willing, hello, goodbye, sorry, can I have 2 beers, whatever it happens to be. But good news, a huge proportion of Latvians will speak Latvian English, Latvian Russian, Latvian English Russian, and a lot of the menus will be in English, signposts will be in English and Russian as well, so easy breezy. But yeah, don't worry, you will be able to get around easily. Number 2, is Latvia gonna break the bank? Short answer, no. Absolutely not. The supermarkets in general are cheaper than Western European supermarkets, which is really, really handy. I love Rimi. Had a good stock. And or you could go to the Central Market, which I think is one of all the tourist websites to go to anyways, but yeah, you could go to the Central Market and get all your fruit, veg, trinkets, pastries, coffee for banging prices, and that's where all the locals go. And you know, rumour has it, wherever the locals go is the best and cheapest, so on you go. And the transport is mega cheap, and I'm talking 1 hour return train journey to somewhere outside of Riga for €3.40. It's very cheap, I'm not gonna lie. Number 3, how do I get around the city? How will I get around?
How would they know? How would they know?
So, it's not a big city at all, so if you're wanting to explore the city centre in one day, you can easily go around on foot. Just use a little bit of Google Maps and you're sorted. Or alternatively, if it's raining, your feet are sore, you just fancy a little drive, you can download the Bolt app, which is like the little knockoff sister of Uber, which is used in Eastern Europe. Maybe it's used in London as well. She's probably not even a knockoff sister, she's probably fab. I loved Bolt anyways, use Bolt all the time. Or you can download Yandex Taxi. I don't vibe with Yandex Taxi. I feel like it's a bit weird because Yandex is also Eastern Europe's answer to Google. I just feel that's a bit weird, you know, getting in a Google taxi. Oh, dang. But the most common way to get around the city is buses, trams, trolley buses, minibuses, and literally just hop on and buzz when you want to get off. Easy breezy. So in terms of paying for public transport, some people will hop on and pay with cash, but that doesn't happen very often. Usually what people use are these little yellow tickets called e-talons or e-talon, E-T-A-L-O-N-S, and basically the way you use them is you hop onto the bus or whatever it happens to be, and there'll be a little circular thing that you'll see people tapping their e-talons cards on. You just tap it, and one tap counts as one journey. So whether you're going 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, one tap, one journey. Like I said, the transport is cheap as chips. And you can get these tickets all over the city. You'll just see the e-talon sign, so you can get them at news agencies, kiosks, ticket vending machines if you don't want to speak to anyone, tourism centres. super, super easy. And then if you're going further afield, people will use trains. And these are like little old town vibes, very cute. And like I said, super cheap. Oh, and the final thing is Riga International Airport is super, super close to the city centre. It's like 15 to 20 minutes by car, so easy breezy. Number 4, and probably the most important point if you came to this video thinking, what's it like to study Russian in Riga? So long story short, a lot of my trip was organised by the Baltic Centre. My university recommended the Baltic Centre, and it's basically a languages centre, and they teach Lithuanian, Latvian, Russian, and a couple of other languages. And with them, I'd study Russian 3 to 4 times a week, one-on-one with this lovely lady. And we do grammar classes, speaking, listening, whatever it happened to be, whatever she thought I needed, and also what I needed to progress for when I got back to university. And then so on the daily, what I do with my one-on-one language teacher, we would go over the homework from the last day, and then we go on to the new subject and do various activities to help with my grammar, language, whatever it happened to be. And then also with the Baltic Centre, they sorted out my host family, the little host lady I was living with. So they would pick you up from the airport, drive you to the host lady, introduce you and stuff like that, which was really, really handy. So that host person will be helping you with your language learning, with your, in my case, Russian. So she spoke to me in Russian. She also spoke to me in French, so the Russian learning didn't go that well. So with the Baltic Centre, they sorted out my host person, my one-to-one classes, studying, stuff like that, and they also sorted out where I was interning. So if you want to intern, you basically give them the details, tell them what your interests are, and if it's a fit, they'll pair you with a company in Riga. At the time I was interested in international relations, so they paired me with a think tank, which was amazing, super, super duper interesting. Alas, I didn't learn any Russian that way, but I would work for them during the week, but just go in 1 day a week and do various research papers. I helped them with video content, various like political conferences and stuff like that, so it was all super interesting, and that's again all through the Baltic Centre. However, Russian is obviously not the primary language in Latvia, so whilst there are people that speak Russian, menus and signposts may be in Russian, people aren't necessarily all that willing to speak Russian with you, / not everyone does speak Russian, particularly the younger people. So whilst the Baltic Centre was good for teaching Russian, the best place for you to learn Russian is obviously going to be in Russia, you know. But in saying that, amazing experience. I learnt loads at the Baltic Centre. I just, you know, like I said, best place to learn Russian is Russia. Okay, weird one. Number 5. Can I drink the water in Latvia? You can, Northern Ireland, I'll tell you that for free. So if you're a little bit lost on what I'm saying, if you Google this, there's loads of mixed opinions and different answers on whether you can drink the water in Latvia. Short answer though is yes. Did I? No. The water in Latvia is perfectly safe to drink. There's nothing wrong with the water in Latvia, but I didn't drink the water, and this is literally just because the lady I lived with insisted that all water that we drank, that we cooked with, whatever it happened to be, was bottled water. So she would walk back from the shopping centre every other day with 2 massive 5-litre water bottles, one in one hand, the other in the other. So I just got used to drinking bottled water when I was in Riga, which I felt bad for, you know, environment and such. But there are a couple of reasons that people don't necessarily drink the water in Riga. One being there's prejudices from the Soviet times when the water treatment systems weren't all that reliable. And then number 2, whilst the water that's provided is perfectly safe, super duper clean, the pipes might be a little bit old, so there's more iron in the water, and the water just generally tastes a little bit, you know? Okay, number 6. What are my general thoughts on Latvia, the general experience, blah, 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 blah. So, short answer, amazing, exceptional, immaculate vibes.
Brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
Love Latvia. It was a transformational experience. I know that sounds a bit naughty and a bit like every person that goes on a year abroad comes back and it's like, oh, it changed me. But honestly, loved it. Loved it. And I don't know whether that's because I manifested it. I was manifesting positive experience, positive vibes in Latvia, and I got it. I truly did. I didn't have very high expectations before going. I didn't really want to go. I wanted to be back at uni and see all of my friends, blah, 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 and just ended up having the best time. It was great. So would recommend to anyone fancying doing their year abroad there, to anyone just wanting a trip there, I would recommend definitely. Even if it's just a weekend break, you don't need more than a little weekend to go and see Latvia. Just go, just do it.
What in the world am I gonna
Number 7, is Latvia safe? So before going, I was in a queue, 6 a.m. in the morning, ready to board my little flight, my Ryanair flight to Riga, and I told these people where I was going to be living. They asked me what part of Riga I was going to be in, and they were like, oh, that's a dodgy area, and I was like, I'm gonna die in Riga, oh my god. And little did they know, I loved the area I was in. There were beautiful walks, there were shops close by to buy food and stuff like that. And yeah, I had a really positive experience. So when I was in Paris, my boyfriend got pickpocketed, and after that, you know, just had a big fat fear of getting pickpocketed, even though I wasn't the one that was pickpocketed. And I was a little bit scared going to Riga, that it would happen again, you know, city. But in general, the vibe of the city felt so safe. I never felt like I was in any weird precarious situation. Good vibes, honestly. And I went on my own as a 21-year-old woman, I think, at that point, and yeah, I never felt unsafe or anything like that. I mean, obviously you don't go wandering down like bubble alleyway at the crack of dawn, but yeah, in general I felt very, very safe in Riga. However, what I will say is I've heard a lot of things, although this again didn't happen to me when I went to the central market. I only went once with a local, but I've heard that if you're going to get pickpocketed, it will probably be in the central market area, just because a lot of people, you know, going around and buying things and stuff like that. So maybe if you go there, be a little bit careful. But like I said, nothing bad happened to me, so the universe be looking out.
What in the world am I gonna do?
Number 8, where are all the people? So this is one thing that was super apparent to me the minute I dropped down in Riga, is that it felt a bit post-apocalyptic. Obviously not looks-wise, the city is beautiful, but just in terms of like where are all the people. So my first day going to my internship, got the little bus in, got into the city, and was expecting it to be like busy rush hour. No. Silence. No word of a lie. There was just no one. And that is simply because there's literally less than 2 million people in the whole country. Obviously it does get busier as the summer season goes on, so I got there in April and it was getting busier towards June when I was about to leave, but in general, quite calm. Not the capital city buzzing, busy vibes that I was imagining, which was actually quite nice.
What in the world am I gonna do?
Okay, and then last but not least, we have number 9. What is there to do? What should I go and see? First of all, the city is beautiful. Even if you're just having a little wander around, you'll bump into like 800 amazing Art Nouveau buildings that are dotted around the city, and there are so many monuments and buildings that you'll just stumble upon, / you definitely need to check off your little tick list of things to see in Riga. Firstly, the Freedom Monument here, which is smack bang in the middle of the city centre, so even if you're trying to avoid it, you won't be able to. And you have the Three Brothers, which are basically 3 buildings built at 3 different points in history, all stacked beside each other. History teacher, here we go. And then you have the House of Blackheads. And then finally, there's the Nativity of Christ Orthodox Church, which has golden domes. She's beautiful, sparkling in the sunshine. When you're driving in from the airport, you'll see her little golden domes sparkling. And then if you have a little bit longer, if you just have the weekend, definitely just explore the city centre. But if you have a little bit longer, there's a couple of sites I'd recommend visiting. Firstly, I'd recommend going to Jūrmala if you have a spare moment and you're not just in Riga for the weekend. It's literally like a 30-minute return journey outside of the city for €3, may I add. And it's just a quaint little cute seaside town. There's a little fun fair, there's beautiful architecture, quaint little cute cafes and clothes shops. Yeah. Very cute if you want a little weekend break outside the city. Or you can take a train, €3.40, 1 hour return, amazing, to Sigulda, and it is known as Mini Switzerland. So it's Latvia's answer to Switzerland's natural beauty. And whilst you're there, the scenery is amazing. There's ancient castles, there's Gutmanus Cave, which has people's like little inscriptions from, I don't know, like 840 AD. Amazing. Again, little pictures here. And then there's Traders Museum Reserve, which has loads of different like museums from different time periods and about different things, and then monuments and statues. and stuff like that. So yeah, if you have a little bit of extra time, you're not just in Riga for the weekend, I recommend going to little places like that and exploring the country a little bit, because I feel like, again, most people probably don't do that. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I think that's going to conclude the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. There's obviously so many little different bits and pieces that I didn't get an opportunity to talk about, little hidden gems that I haven't stumbled across, and food, drink, whatever you name it. But yeah, definitely go to Latvia, experience it for yourself, and just enjoy your time there, you know?
You need to open your eyes up.